So this is session 5. So let us start. So these are the contents of session 5, which is the assignment of section to structural members using different methods, and then define load patterns, defining load combinations according to UBC 97, and then defining load cases, and at the last, what is the concept of mass source and defining mass source in ETABS. So in first part, there are 3 methods which can be used to assign sections to structural members. Method 1. In this method, if all the members, for example, if it is your beam, columns, slabs, whichever property is, if all the members are of same size, so you can select all the members which are beams, columns, walls, etc. by going into select, again going to select, then go to object type, and then select the member which we want to assign as section properties. Then after the selection, you have to assign the desired property to those members by going to assign, frame, section properties, and then select your desired section. So let us go to our ETAB model and apply this method 1. So this is our model which we have completed previously. So if you want to use this method 1, all you have to go to select, then go again select, then go to object type, click on this, and now it's asking for the type of the object you want to select. So if we want to select our beams, so we'll click on this and click on select. So you can see these beams are shown by the dotted line. It means that they are being selected. So you can verify it from the left corner as well, that 2540 frames and 1 shell and 4 edges are selected. So if you want to assign a frame section to a structural member, and if the shell and joints are selected, so there is no worry, so that you have to deselect those shell as well. So you want to assign those frame, you can assign even if the shells are selected. So after the selection of the beams, you have to go to assign. Please turn off your mic, please. After the selection of the beam object type, go to assign, frame, and click on this section property. So this window will appear. So you have to select your desired property if you want to assign to those structural members. So you have to select this beam 12x24 and click on apply. So you can see the property has been assigned to the beams by using this method 1, right? So let us go to the elevation view, one of the view. So now you can see the columns are of the default value because we haven't assigned any value to these columns. So let us use this method is again go to select object type, select the columns, select. So now you can see the columns are being shown as a dotted lines because these are being selected. So again go to assign, frame, section property, and then assign that property to the columns. But remember, if you have different columns, for example, if you want to assign column at the peripheries at different sizes and the internals, we have to select different method, which we'll be discussing that method too. Because when you select the object type columns, it select all the columns in your model, right? So all the columns has been assigned as this property, right? So all the columns are of size 36x36, irrespective of the interior or exterior, right? So you can use this method. This is method 1. You will assign shell and walls other property using different methods, method 1 and 2 and 3. So now let us go again to the PowerPoint. So this was method 1, which can be used if you have same sizes of columns and beams, or slab maybe, or shear wall as well. So this is method 1. The next method is if all the member sizes are of same size. This is similar to method 1, but in this you don't have to go to the select and then select object type. You can disappear all the members and select all the members using window, and then assign the desired property for the selected objects. So mainly we will be using this method too. So let us go to the ETAB and go to the plan, and let us disappear the columns, floors and walls, and let us keep these beams, right? Also disappear the opening as well. So this is the method you can disappear your and disappear walls. So now you can assign any property to any beam by selecting those. If you want, for example, if you want to select this, because no columns will be selected because column has been disappeared, and you have to again you go to assign frame section properties. You can assign any property. Let us assign this. So the property is assigned only to these beams, and all other beams are of the other property. You can do it by in one story in all stories by using this command, one story or all story. For example, if you want to assign a specific beam property only to this beam in all stories, so you have to click on this. So you can see on the left hand corner 14 frames has been selected because you have selected all properties command. So again you have go to assign frame and section property and assign a property to it. So in all floors this property has been assigned, right? So this is method 1. You can also do it same for the columns as well. Let us keep columns and disappear all of these. So only columns you can see, these are visible. So you can select your desired property of the column by dragging a window, and you can assign them at once by selecting all properties. So you have to select all of these, and you can see that 1284 frames has been selected because we are using all story command. So again, you have to go to assign frame section and select your desired property. Let's assign 30 plus 30, right? So this is the second method which we can be used to assign to any property. Let us disappear the column. Let's keep the floors. So only floors will be selected when you disappear all of these. So you have to select all. So all the frames in all the story, all the shells has been selected because the frames, beams and columns and walls has been disappeared. So you go to assign. Now this time you have to go to shell, slab property, and select the desired property you want to assign. Slab 6 inches, apply. So all the shells has been assigned as a slab property 6 inches. You can see in all stories, right? If I go up in the second story, third floor, fourth floor, and all of the story, same properties is being assigned. If you want to assign a specific property, so you can in specific story, so you have to deselect this all property and select one story and select only this story. So the shells in all story will not be selected, only in this story will be selected, right? So if I go up, so there is no selection of the shell only in this story because I've used this one story command. So this is the most commonly command which we use in our daily lives and we will be using throughout our training. The next one is the third method. If you want to assign a specific section to a specific member, all you have to do is to select that member and right clicking on that and then go to assign and select the section property. And how do we do this? So let us go to there. Let us show the deform shape. So if you want to check what properties are being assigned to our shell and if there is any load or not and what is the geometry of this shell, all you have to do is to select that shell and right click on this. So this window will appear. right? So there are 3 tabs in here. In first tab, there is geometry, which will tell you about the lines and total area of centroid and perimeter of this shell. And you can see this shell has been highlighted that you have selected this shell. So you can see the area, the joint coordinates and the lengths, everything. This is given in the geometry. Another tab is the assignment. Which properties has been assigned to this shell? It is showing this. For example, there is opening no, section properties is 6. So if you want to change only here the section property, not in all others, well, you have to click on this. So a drop down menu will appear. So all you have to do is to select that section property from the list, right? So these are other assignments properties. If you assign any springs or any offsets, so it will appear in here in the assignment tab. The another tab is the loads. If there is any loads, you can see and verify it from here. Later on, we will, after the assignment of the loads in our next session, we will see there will be loads which we will assign this in the shell. Right. So this was the whole story about the assignment. So let us go to the ETABS and assign our section properties to the members to actually design these for our structure. So let us show the beams. Disappear the and select all stories. Select. So all the beams will be selected and we will assign our defined property which we defined 12 plus 24. Apply. Okay. Now we will assign columns. Disappear beams. So all the stories we will assign interior column as a 36 cross 36. So we will only select these interior columns. In all stories, we'll go to assign frame section properties and C36 cross 36 apply. Right? You can select this. These are the periphery walls. Periphery columns. Exterior column which will be assigned 30 cross 30. This is just for the economical person, for the economy purpose. If you want to assign all the columns same properties, you can do that. See 30 cross 30. Yeah. Right. So in all story, this column has been assigned. So now close this. And if you want to verify which property has been assigned to, because you do not want to select every section or every beam to verify the assignments of that section, you have to go to the display. So review, no, not review. You can also, whose speaker mic is on, because I'm hearing my voice again. You have to go to the set display controls and other is object assignment, and then click on the frame assignment sections, shell assignment sections. So it will show you the section that has been assigned to those shells and frame elements. So you can see the beams has been assigned 12 cross 24 and the shell has been assigned slab as a slab 6 inches. You can also verify the property of the column in elevation because you cannot see in plan view. You can see the column has been assigned C36 30 cross 30 in here. If you go in elevation up and down, so the section will change to C36 cross 36, which we have assigned previously. Right. So now again go to the plane. Right. So let us define a new section. It is frame section because we will be giving dividing our columns to make it economical. as a different sections. For example, at the base you will have 36 cross 36, and will we go up in 5 and 6 or maybe 8 stories, we will change our section. So let us do it in after the analysis and design. To make it economical, let us keep this as a single one section. From the bottom it is 36 cross 36, and that is the exterior, that is 30 cross 30. We will do it economical after the analysis and design. So let us go to the option again and then deselect this section, and we will this time show only the walls. So we have to assign our section properties to the walls. So this is our walls, which we first of all have to assign the left section to the lifts, which we have defined previously. That is the wall section, left wall and retaining wall section. So let us select all stories and select only this frame shells of the lift and this corner, right? And we will go to assign shell wall section, and then we will assign lift wall 15 inches and click on apply, right? So you can see that which property has been assigned has been visible, right? So this has been assigned as lift wall 15 inches, and the retaining wall has been assigned as wall 1, right? So now we will go to select, and we will go to select properties, and we will go to the wall section, and we will select lift wall 15 inches, and we will select. So all the sections, all the shell section that has been assigned as a lift wall 15 inches are selected. So now I want to work in this without seeing this lift wall, because if I turn off these walls, so all the walls will be disappeared. So right, so all you have to do is select these lift walls and then go to view, and then make the selected object invisible. So these lift walls has been disappeared using this another command. So I'm using different commands, so you get familiar with these commands while working in your model, right? So now all you have to do is to drag a window, because when the lift walls were there and you drag the window, so those properties will also be assigned to the lift walls, and we do not want that. So the shell has been selected, retaining walls. So go to assign shell wall section, and then assign retaining wall property to these, right? So this was the assignment of the sections to the lift wall, to the slab, right? So now you have to show display deform shape and display all. You have to display the lift wall that you disappeared is from here, show all objects. And then let us assign, go to the overhead tank top, and we will assign its property by defining new properties to the bottom of the water. For the overhead tank, we'll go to slab, we will take property, copy, and we will name it overhead water tank bottom 12 inches. So 3000 psi, click on OK. And we will assign slab 6 inches to the top of the overhead water tank. Click on OK. Another property we will define for the walls of the overhead water tank, that will go to wall section, and we will take a new property. We will name it overhead water tank wall, that is 12 inches, right? So keep that property to 3000 psi, and that is 12 inches, and shell 10, all things okay. Click on OK, right? So we will only selecting these. We will going into one story, and we will select these are the bottom of the overhead water tank, and let us assign by using the third method, right clicking on that property, and go to assignment and click overhead water tank bottom 12 inches. Click on OK. Another one, This property has been assigned to the overhead tank bottom. Now go up and we will assign these to these always already the slab property of 6 inches has been assigned to this. So we will clear this and we will select the walls of the overhead tank. Let us disappear the beam wall floors, all of that, not the walls, floors. Now we will select these walls. These are the overhead tank walls. And we will assign the shell property which we have defined for this overhead tank wall 12 inches and click on apply. Right. You can also see which properties you have assigned in different colors, which you have defined in your section properties by going into the display and then view by color of the object. You can select the section property and click on apply. So you can see different sections has been differently colored, right? So if let me show all of the, now you can see this is the slab section yellow, and these are the red colors of the columns, and the beams, I think beams are also in yellow color. That is why they are not showing. So let us go again and keep that by object. So let us define another property for the ramp. The ramp is actually designed as a two-way slab, depending on two-way slab or one-way slab, depend upon its dimensions. So let us define slab section, add new property, ramp 9 inches, right? So these are the different values, 9 inches, 12 inches I'm taking on my design experience. So if you want to modify it using the two-way slab, requirement for the minimum thickness, it will always be less than 9 inches. It will give you 6 or 7 inches. So on the safe side, you have to take 9 inches, or you can also take 12 inches if the ramp size is very, length is very long. So to keep that at 3000 and this is 9 inches. Click on OK. Okay. So all I have to do is go to set building display. We will display only basement and ground. We will go to 3D. We will we will select the retaining wall and make that walls disappear so we can see the roof, sorry, the ramp. So select this left wall, retaining wall, and go to the view and make that selected object invisible. So now you can see these properties are visible. So let us select these. This is the ramp, right? This is also the ramp, and we have selected this ramp and go to assign shell slab section, ramp 9 inches, click on OK, right? So let us see if these beam have assigned any property. So these are assigned as 12 cross 24, and these longitudinal bar beams, these are 12 cross 24. So all the properties are now has been assigned to our model. The next step is to define the loads for our model. So the second part includes the definition of the load patterns. How do we define load patterns for a designing earthquake resistant structure? So now this model has been completed with all the section properties to the columns, beams, slabs, and lift walls and retaining walls. One thing is left. Let us do that, and we'll go to defining the load patterns. We will show only the walls, and we will disappear all of these. view show all objects. So now let us see if there is any pair and spindle assigned to these walls. So by right clicking on one wall, you, you can see that pair label has been assigned PW2 and there is no spindle. Spindle means beam and pair means column in short, because the pair will act like a beam, like a vertical member, and spindle will act as a horizontal flexure member like beams, right? So this property has been assigned to this pair. Let us see here. So different properties has been assigned to different walls. So we don't want any misunderstanding and confusion in our design. So we will assign a single pair property to this longitudinal wall, to this wall, to this wall, and to this wall. So when the reinforcement is showing, so we can see that we will divide those reinforcement throughout this length, because the software will show you reinforcement for each pair. For example, this is a different pair, this is different pair, this is different pair. So different reinforcement will be shown on after the analysis and results. We will assign a single pair to the single columns, single walls, by selecting, let us select the left wall, so we can select into the retaining wall. And we will disappear these by making selected object invisible. So let us select this and go to assign shell pair label, and we will assign P1 to it. So all of the shell has been assigned as P1. So when an reinforcement is showing, it will be for the whole wall. Now select this line and assign P42, apply. Select all these walls, P44, apply, and this one, PW1, apply, right? So these wall has been assigned as a pair. So now let us display, show all, and select these retaining wall and make them disappear. So we can assign pair level to the left walls as a single. Wall section, retaining wall, and go to view, make selected object invisible. So all the properties has been selected and disappeared. So now we will select all the property, all the stories, right? And we will select this, and we will go to assign shell pair label, and you are left with PW10. We'll apply this, and we will assign a different property for this, PW11. So when we see the reinforcement, it will be for the whole lift, so we can divide it or give spacing using a specific bar size of number 4 or number 3, whichever is the requirement. So this was the whole story about the assignment of different sections using different methods, and we have assigned all the properties which we will need in this design of this 14-story building. So now this modeling has been completed. We have assigned all the sections. So now next part is the definition of the load patterns and load combinations and all of these. So I think we should continue it in our next session, because next session means in next part of this session 5, because there is only 6 minutes left. So I will end this meeting, and I will share another link in the WhatsApp group, so you can join it quickly, so we can continue our session, right? So let me stop sharing, stop the